Hello everybody, welcome back to Wolfeei. Today we have some unfortunate news. This actually was supposed to be posted before MCC Party, but because the clip is from before MCC Party, but because of the update video and because of the watch party, it's now a day after. But it's still good enough to mention it. Phil has said that he will be not leaving MCC. He's going to discontinue playing MCC, and we'll get into the explanation why. There is a clip. I cannot show the entire clip, I think, because Phil does play music in his streams that I don't think is copyright free, but I could be wrong. Regardless, first little plug, MCC Party Watch Party is up. Go watch if you want. It's right there, this one. It was pretty fun. We had Go Seafruit and actually Narwhal as guests this time. And at the end, there was Chaos 21A and Toff 033 as well. Moving on, here's the clip. I cannot show you this in its entirety, so I will summarize it. What Phil says in this, also, I should say, this is obviously following Rambu's claim to also no longer be signing up. So you get, unfortunately, two of the larger viewed MCC players leaving, or two of the largest viewed regularly recurring MCC players no longer playing, which is a little unfortunate, obviously. But to summarize what Phil says in the clip, he says something along the lines of, he's not really feeling it anymore, so he's not really passionate to play MCC anymore. The events he missed, when he forgot to sign up, he was bummed out, but after missing the actual event, he didn't really feel like he missed out that much. He feels like bad for taking up other people's spots, because he's obviously aware that when he signs up, he will most likely get placed into the roster. And he wants to give other people an opportunity to play. And then to give you a proper word from Phil, he says this should be picked up. Let's see.
I'm not going to sign up again after this.
There you go. It's not AI generated, okay? That's Philza Minecraft said that himself. Now, this obviously is not great news. Phil is personally one of my personal favorite people to see in MCC. Same with Rambu. Both of them are two of my favorite people to see recurring players in the event, because I like entertaining people the most. People who focus on an entertaining POV rather than trying to do the best job they can in performing in game. I know a lot of people will think the opposite, and that's totally okay. Obviously, everyone has their preferred POV. And Phil was one for me who I liked watching. Obviously, as well, because he was so closely with Techno. Techno was my main POV. That used to team a lot, so he was kind of the person I went to afterwards. And now, sorry, obviously he will not be playing probably as much. I don't think he will be leaving entirely, is my guess. I think he probably would return for like a non-canon again in the future, maybe a Pride, maybe something else. But for now, yeah, you might not see Phil return. This does bring up a very interesting topic of conversation. That is, will there be more people following Rambu and Phil in leaving the event? Probably, but I don't think this is going to be like a sudden moment where people are just going to start leaving and suddenly be done with MCC. Because it's not as if MCC is bad or anything. It's not as if MCC did anything wrong. Noxru is perfectly fine. Scott's perfectly fine. Like, they haven't done anything wrong. It's just that the event's been around for 4 years now, obviously. And in the recent year, in Season 3, not a lot has been changing, evolving, etc. Obviously, they've still hosted consistently high-quality events, back to back to back to back, with no apparent flaws, really, no concerning issues, at least from my perspective. It's still the most well-produced event out there right now. However, change is necessary in the Minecraft event scene, as you notice with a lot of events. That the regular updates are necessary. You saw it with Pandora's Box a little bit as well, where for a pretty long time they didn't have any new game, and that was becoming a high demand. Blockers has had it too in the past. I think before Order Up came out, people were waiting for a new game for the longest time. And it makes sense. And I think MCC is at that same stage now. I think it is very much in need of a new game, as in like a new game, not a rework. I don't think we'd want. Is there even a game left that would be brought back with a rework? I guess Build Mart if it's for canon events. But I think people really want to see a new concept. The most recent proper new concept was Meltdown, and that was like MCC 20, like what, 23, somewhere around that time, which is like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago at this point. I think that might be not a completely correct timeline, but it's like a year and a half ago probably. I think MCC just needs a refresher. I think the most recent non-canon events, now that I've seen Party, I can also comment on that, but MCC Twitch Rivals, great. It's completely different environment, made it super fresh, made it super entertaining to watch. If that's hosted once or twice per year, that'd be perfect. That's great. Fantastic, keep that in the rotation if possible, if it's not too expensive to host, etc. Fantastic concept, right? Next, Party. MCC Party was very interesting. A little bit too difficult, I think, to understand immediately. I think this is just a first try on the concept. Definitely something that can be a recurring thing. I think is very much something that they can bring back. And I think it would be fun. I don't know if I'd want it to be the permanent replacement for the November event personally. Like if I had a choice, I would probably keep it like a mysterious thing where you don't really know when Party's returning. But maybe, maybe it will just be thrown into rotation regularly. Maybe it will just be like an event every like May or something. I don't know. Just spitballing ideas. But yeah. That's. I wanted to bring that up at some point. I think this is a good moment to bring it up. That obviously things have been getting a little bit stale. I still love MCC. I think it's still a fantastic event, but I do have to be honest from time to time. Not from time to time. I do have to be a little bit critical, I guess, from time to time, and I do say that sometimes change is necessary. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think Bingo is very fun, by the way. I think Bingo being in MCC is super nice. But I don't think Bingo has that refreshing power to feel new for more than like 2 events. I was already used to Bingo this event, and it's been the second time it's played, I think. So yeah. You're right, that's going to be it. Let me know your thoughts on Phil no longer playing, even on Rambo no longer playing, if you're concerned that other people will no longer play in the event. I don't think many of the current recurring players will follow suit. I think they will just stay as players because a lot of the players seem very passionate about the event still. But yeah, this came as a surprise, by the way. I don't think I mentioned it. Phil leaving was not on my list of expected things to happen to MCC for a while. Phil was super passionate. He was very loyal to MCC in terms of events as well. I cannot comment on that too much, but he stuck with MCC, and this was a little bit of a surprise. Anyways, that's gonna be it. I've been rambling on for too long. Leave your thoughts, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.